We are looking at our second OPTIC, this time a political cartoon. Now previously when we did our OPTIC, we focused on an image from our subject matter, and they were a little more broad than what we're looking at today. So here we go with reminder on an OPTIC. Remember, this is basically looking at an image very closely and identifying the idea from sixth trait that a photographer is trying to convey. And our letters go over overview, parts, title, interrelationships, and conclusion. And this is the setup and organization for our writing. Remember that to do an overview, in a complete sentence, what is the political cartoon about? For P, you're going to key in on the parts about noting details that seem important. Color, figures, textures, scenery, groupings, labels, writing, shading, pattern, numbers, and so many other things. For your title, you need to look really specifically. Most political cartoons have some form of writing on them. There may not be a title, but focus in on the writing. You're looking for literal and metaphoric meanings. What does the title suggest to you? You can also create your own title, but explain your choice if you do this. For your interrelationships, we're looking for the way things interact, the parts. How are they related to the image and the cartoon as a whole? We're trying to, what creation of mood or idea is being conveyed? Finally, you're going to conclude an entire paragraph about the cartoon. What is the artist trying to capture and convey? Ideas, arguments, and implications of the image, what are presented? Political cartoons always have a reason. And so we're able to look at the anatomy. These are the similarities between all political cartoons. Cartoonists have an aim, and to get their idea across, they are going to try to pick the medium that's going to meet the widest audience. Think about it. Even if you can't read, you can understand a cartoon. Even if you're a kid, you can understand certain things of cartoons. So cartoonists hit a wide audience. They also are using very complex ideas, but breaking them down to their most simple parts. Therefore, to hit those simple ideas, they often rely on stereotypes. They're not trying to generalize, it's just easier for people to recognize a stereotype. They're also heavy on symbolism. Remember from English that a symbol is an item that stands for itself as an abstract idea or concept. For instance, we've got Uncle Sam there. He's America. In a lot of political cartoons, we'll see him standing in for ideas of what Americans are doing. There are other people you will see standing in for countries. It's a very common idea. Also, you see flags. They're very common symbols. So here we have the very first American political cartoon, done by my boy Benjamin Franklin. All right, so this is right before the beginning of the Revolutionary War, and so here we have this political cartoon. And we need to break it down if we're doing an OPTIC. Okay, overview, what do I see? I see a snake chopped into bits, join or die. All right, there's my overview. Parts. Well, I've got a division of my image. I've got snake bits. I see some lettering. The snake's got a weird tongue. The writing is really clear, like join, that's almost a full idea, or die. Wow, that's really rough. Title, well, I think it speaks for itself. And interrelationships, well, the snake, I'm overwhelmed. So here's a trick. All images are broken up into parts. A true photographer will talk about these. A good artist will talk about these. They're called hotspots. And if we divide an image into ninths, we can see certain things. The most important items are going to fall where the two grid lines match. So we have 4 elements here, the pink circles. These are the places our eye immediately goes to. So I have these snakes, and I have snake bits. And notice that 3 out of the 4 grid lines match up on the snake. My eye is supposed to be drawn there. So if I look at the parts, I'm probably going to spend most of my time talking about the parts here. So let's practice together. Here I have the Darth OPTIC. Now, If you have been watching the news, you know that Disney just bought out Lucasfilms, and they're planning to do 3 more Star Wars movies. So here is my political cartoon, and if you watch the following video, you can see me do my OPTIC.